And the gentleman is not yet arrested, and the police are on it. They're making the investigations where the person has gone, and they're going to be making it happen. And they're going to be getting the culprit onto behind the bars, and things are going to be following the course law. So wherever you are, I will just tell you, take heart. And we are saying condolences to the family. It has hurted us. It has made us to be flabbergasted. But the little point that is there, God protect the people. Then I told them, the people were, it was so rampant, and it was now talk about throwing legs here, throwing the hands, telling them, give me water, give me water. And I told them, don't give him water. And I told him, relax, we're going to be making sure that they're going to be happening. Then I asked the management, I have seen you cannot take care of this kind of the situation at the moment. Have you called the emergency ambulance to evacuate him from this kind of the hospital? Because you cannot do anything. Then they said, yes, we have called. It's going to be arriving as soon as possible. Then a little bit, now we make sure that Mayani has post, because he saw me, then he post. Then we tied the fabric, and we tied it at the tight to make sure that the blood gonna be not oozing. But he had lost a lot of blood,
Guys, welcome back. Mayani is here. If the video is so nice to you, give it a like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, my name is Mayani, one-on-one from Nyabuhanse, and we're gonna be seeing it from there. I'm zooming in Nyabuhanse while I'm here. Yeah, man. So guys, always one love.
Hi guys, I hope that you're all doing great. Now, this is a very sad morning. It is a very sad day for Nyabuhanse fraternity, for all of us, because, you know, Nyabuhanse has become like family to us. These are the people we watch. These are the people who entertain us. These are the people who make us talk out here on the streets. So we have lost one of the YouTubers in the village, only Mayani, whom I fondly used to call the Nyani. And for all of you who don't know, the Nyani means the monkey. You know, Nyani is monkey in Swahili. And the reason why I came up with this name for Mayani is because we crossed, he crossed my path. Let me put it that way. Because he stole my thumbnail one time. And I politely, you know, commented on that video and said to him, Mayani, please remove my thumbnail. You know, this is not right. It is against the YouTube guidelines. And his subscribers came for me. They started to insult me, you know, under my comment. And Mayani, instead of coming to rescue the situation, he came and added now a bigger insult, you know, down there to show his subscribers that, you know what, you know, we can do this. Who is she? And stuff like that. I remember I wrote on my community page, and I said, only Mayani, I am telling you again, remove my thumbnail because it is against the YouTube guidelines. He again insulted me on my community page, and he went further this time. He went and did a video insulting me. Actually, he did too. You know. And at that particular point, I decided, you know what, Mayani, I ain't gonna play this game with you. I reported that video. It was taken down. He was given a strike. And since then, I started to call him the Nyani. But guys, you know, this is just YouTube, nothing personal. I am really saddened by his death. Guys, anybody dying is not a good thing. You know, even if it's your worst enemy, in this world, we are all human beings. And that's what I keep saying, guys. We are all human beings. Why can't people just try and get along? You know, it is hard to get along, I know, sometimes with some people, but at least try, you know, because, guys, I see some people, you know, especially some lazy gang members, I see them like always trying to find ways of clashing with people, always trying to find ways of bringing people down. And that is why some of us opened our YouTube channel, so that we can address these kinds of issues. It is not right, you know, when people treat others as though they are not human, as though they are not flesh and blood. Guys, anything can happen to anyone. So the best thing we can do out here is to come out, even if you want to correct somebody, correct them in love, you know, say something that can make sense. Don't be looking for things that are neither here nor there. People are just coming up, you know, always with issues that are not there. Something is black, you want to find something red in it, so you can say, no, it is not actually black, it is red. Guys, people come out here to twist stuff, you know, change narratives, just become bad mind. It is not right. I have seen a video by 𝐶𝐎𝐏, you know, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. She is talking a lot, you know, and now she has made this issue to become an issue of nyabohansi, you know, and she has actually made it to become an issue of where she is attacking marwa and family. And you wonder, you know, how this death of Mayani, you know, that has been caused by somebody, guys, how this, you know, becomes an issue of like the whole of nyabohansi, and particularly you're trying to focus your negative energy on one particular family, and we know which family this is. Guys, before I even talk about 𝐶𝐎𝐏, you know, I first just want to say, imagine, guys, how this death, you know, was so senseless. Somebody just was okay 1 minute. He had actually gone to buy fish. The dude left home, you know, in good shape, feeling healthy, feeling strong, happy, going to buy something to eat. Maybe it's even the wife who was craving fish because the wife is pregnant, guys. 8 months pregnant. So maybe he was just doing this nice gesture, you know, let me go get fish so we can enjoy. Guys, he gets there, he starts to, he gets into a confrontation with somebody, and somebody stabbed him, you know. This particular person stabs him, you know, and things just go down, you know, real quick. It is really sad, guys, for people to just die senseless deaths like this, you know. But then again, guys, I am left with questions. I'm asking myself questions because I have seen videos where Mayani is actually sort of provoking people. Remember, there's a video where he went to Moremi's place and he had a machete. And he was, you know, swinging it, and people actually got a hold of him, took the machete away from him, and chased him. They almost beat him up. If you all remember that incident, we came out and reacted on it, and we said, why are these people playing this kind of dangerous games? Guys, why are you coming out with a machete attacking people? Or even if it's you are threatening people with it, why are you doing this? You know, because this person may actually turn it on you. Guys, we spoke too soon. I also remember an incident where he was having issues with, I think it's Ernest. And Ernest came out to say that this dude was looking for him with a machete. So I just want to believe that this particular time he did not provoke anything. Let me just assume this particular time he was provoked and he was stabbed. Guys, these people of this village, some of them, guys, I will say some of them because I don't want to be like 𝐶𝐎𝐏, who is generalizing everything to everybody. You know, I will just say that some of the people in this village need to style up. They really need to change. This issue of threatening people, you know, with machetes and, you know, knives. And we have heard these stories before, guys. We have heard stories of people walking with knives and all these kinds of things. This is not the first time. Guys, we have been reacting for a while. And it is these village reactors, guys. It is them who have this kind of behavior. Guys, I am really saddened, you know, because of the wife. a young, beautiful girl who knew that she had a future with this man, who knew that her child, her baby, has a father. Now she is a widow at a very young age. Now the child is fatherless. Oh my God. This is so sad. It is really, really sad. Guys, imagine this young wife being told that your husband is no more. And a few moments before that, they were together. He was okay. He was not sick. I can imagine that shock, guys. It is better, when somebody has been sick, somebody got involved in an accident and then they were taken to hospital, they stayed for some time. At least, your mind sort of, okay, it doesn't get prepared, but guys, you all understand what I'm saying, Other than somebody who was okay, like a minute and then the next they are not, that is a big shocker, guys. That is a big shocker. I really feel bad, for this woman. Seriously, guys. So Gintu came out to explain what happened, and it was sad, guys. It was very sad because Gintu was called and he rushed to the place. He rushed to the hospital because by the time Gintu was being told, Mayani had already been rushed to the hospital. So what really is surprising me is the kind of handling that was done of this patient. Because number one, according to Gintu, when he got there, it's like he is the one who was giving instructions to the medics, And I'm wondering, these people are medical people. So why is Gintu the one telling them, put a cloth, I don't know, do what, so that the blood can stop oozing out? What is this, guys? What kind of hospitals are this? He spoke about 𝐵𝐷𝐄𝐻𝐄 Center or 𝐵𝐷𝐄𝐻𝐄 Hospital or something like that. And then they had to call for an ambulance, guys. They had to call for an ambulance, and when the ambulance came, they are asking for money. Who's gonna pay for this? Instead of rushing to save the patient, they are first asking about money, guys. I've realized that this world is just a world that is a man-eat-man society. It is a selfish world. It is a world that is led by money. It's not even just about 𝐵𝐷𝐄𝐻𝐄. Guys, looking at so many things in this world, it is all about money. Lately I have been studying about a lot of these chronic illnesses and stuff like that. And you'll find that pharmaceutical companies, they really want to make money out of people, And, even if it's something that they can give you a quick remedy of, out of prescription, medicine prescription, they will still want you to buy the medicine, Anyways, guys, that is a topic for another day, And that is why I'm saying this is not even like a 𝐵𝐷𝐄𝐻𝐄 thing for me. It is just a world that people love money. It is about money. As long as I'm benefiting, I don't care if the next person is suffering. Now, this ambulance, guys, took its time because they had to know who was going to pay and everything. After Gintu said to them, you know what? Let's just do this. I am going to pay. They then rushed him to a different hospital, one that is better equipped, or rather that's what Gintu thought. Guys, on reaching the other hospital, even them, it's like they are not equipped, or rather they are arguing about who is paying and whatever is going to happen. Guys, what the hell? Okay, fine, I know I have said the whole world is a man-eat-man society, but let's now zero in on 𝐵𝐷𝐄𝐻𝐄. Are their hospital equipped? Leave alone the issue of now who's gonna pay, who's not gonna pay. Because according to what Gintu was saying, it leaves a lot to be desired, guys. It leaves a lot to be desired. It's actually scary. And this also reminded me this particular case of Pablo 𝐾𝐒, if you all remember. Pablo 𝐾𝐒 was getting treatment in that village. And guys, he was diagnosed of having diabetes. He was being given the wrong medication. The dude, his health was going down until he came to a hospital in Nairobi where they changed his medication, where they monitored him, and he is now okay. When he did that video, I was so heartbroken because, guys, this is somebody's health. This is somebody's life. If somebody doesn't know what they're doing, why are they doing it? Are these people even qualified? Are these real hospitals? You know? If Gintu is the one who will come and start directing you on what to do, then I don't believe this is a real hospital. I just want somebody from 𝐵𝐵𝐃𝐒 to tell me if these are real hospitals or it's just people opening up clinics, you know, to make money. Some people, guys, I remember there was a crackdown, even here in Nairobi, very many years ago. Actually, I remember I had just finished school, and I remember there was a crackdown of clinics because so many people had opened clinics, you know, small clinics around the city, and yet they were not really qualified. I mean, guys, it's somebody who is working in a hospital, but they're not a real doctor, not even a nurse. You know, and because they have been in the hospital environment for quite some time, they have learned about medicine. They have learned about, you know, when the doctor tells you they prescribe this for patients, blah, blah, blah. So you think that you also have that knowledge. So what you do is that you open a clinic somewhere, and, you know, there were so many quacks in the city. And this crackdown brought so many out. It exposed a lot of them. In fact, some of them, you know, we were shocked, you know. So what I'm trying to say is that they should actually just check out this. Are they hospitals? Are they clinics? Are they people qualified? Guys, Gintu even said at one point that the next hospital they went to after they left 𝐵𝐵𝐃𝐒 center is, you know, this hospital, he found the people there, they are, you know, like they're in civilian clothes. They don't look like doctors. You understand what I'm saying, guys? You know how the, you know, the medical people, the nurses have this sort of uniform. They look, you know, you can tell this is a nurse. And also, when you look at a doctor, you can just tell they're, you know, something that to show that this is, guys, Gintu was saying, he did not even know if these people are just people who are just there, like patients in the hospital who are just talking, you know, giving him advice, or they were the real medics in the hospital. Guys, sad situation that somebody can lose their life, you know, out of negligence. To me, this is negligence. To me, you know, of course, they were too slow to act, according to what Gintu was saying. You know, that also amounts to negligence. It's like they didn't know what to do, you know. But then again, guys, we know Gintu, you know, he wants to praise himself. He wants to say that he is the one who knows it all. He wants to say that he is the one who... Guys, we know what he's all about. So I am taking what he was saying with a pinch of salt as well. I know the kind of person he is. But all in all, Mayani was left to bleed out. Guys, I believe that if this particular hospital, you know, the very first place that he was taken to, if it was well equipped, if it had people who knew what they were doing, you know, or let me just say if they were well equipped, because Gintu is the one who was talking about instructing these people, and I'm not sure about that. So let us just say if this particular place was well equipped, maybe, just maybe, they would have saved his life. Because by the time Gintu was getting to him, the guy was talking, the guy was even asking for water, he was throwing his legs and hands according to what they were saying. Oh my goodness, guys. I saw this post, you know, by Masubo Zero. This is the very first thing I saw, and I was like, ah. And for some reason, it just sounded serious, you know. It sounded serious. The next thing I know, he is dead. Guys.
Think about. And I was ever there to protect him because I knew. Look at the cases that ever got him. He's the only boy who was struggling. He was struggling now and again to make sure that you're going to be rectifying the problems. It's last time here I bought him a machine that he was sponsored to be bought. And I was ever talking about whatever the best he has to get, he has to get. I was ever motivating him. Can you ever talk about can you formulate the bricks and start knowing like you will build one day, one time. Now it has not happened. And again, I could not stay to their home there because I can never know. The person who had that intention of stabbing him to death, I don't know if they are targeting the minions of Gintu or what was the problem. Was it the YouTube platform? I don't imagine if it was. How can it happen like they are going to buy they are going to buy the fish, and again they had a quarrel there with a friend, and the friend stabbed him to death, and he was oozing blood. He was stabbed very meticulously in a way like this person was now talking about, yeah, I have now made it. He was now talking about this meticulous I've done. At long last, they have done a misery.
Yes, Gintu, he was stabbed meticulously, but I don't think this is about you. You know, do not always try to make things about you. When anything happens in the village, oh, it is because they were targeting Gintu, oh, it's because they were looking for Gintu, oh, it's because I am his friend, oh, because no. Don't always make things about you. You know, let people know exactly what happened. You know, be objective about it. Find out, investigate. Don't just come out here and start, meticulously, it's about you. Gintu, no, I do not think so. That is my opinion. Guys, I saw a video, the last video that Mayani did, where he is showing his posho mill. Remember, he built a shop. And he had started to do his business. And he was showing how this machine is faulty, how, I don't know, something is missing, something is wrong with it. And he was talking about, it is good to take precaution because, this thing, if you don't do it, it can shock you and all this stuff, it can cause a shock. And I was thinking to myself, he was trying to take precautions here, trying to avoid, losing life or losing a limb. But, life or somebody, had different plans for him. It is very sad, guys. Very, very sad. He was only looking forward to improving his life. He was trying to get himself another source of income. By always having, for milling people's, I think, maize, millet, and stuff like that in the village. Sad indeed, guys. This video, he is talking to his wife, making fun and everything, because he was talking about the Marwa and Rocio situation. Wow. Nobody could have predicted this, guys. This was bad. Let us look at him, trying to take precaution, not knowing that the very next day, things are going to turn, things are going to take a deadly turn.
And now if you come to this thing here, it can't work with this thing. This machine is this one. This one, it can't work with it. So if you want to put on, I will not do like this, because this one is on, this one is on, this one is off. So I have to come here to do. And it is very dangerous to do like that, because this one is the one that protecting the shock of the machine. If there is a lot of power, this one have to turn off itself. So we are not using this motor, this thing for opening on and off. We have to use this one. This one is not for this machine. This machine, those people, they sold it. I don't know what I can just say. Yeah, this thing is big for this machine. That's why I'm getting a problem every day. If I try to grind for like 20 people at once, sometimes a lot of people gonna be coming. A lot of people come, and we found that the machine is starting to burn some of the things from up. So it's something that is very, very dangerous. and it's an issue that I have to handle it.
Very, very sad indeed. So now Gintu went on to tell us, what really happened. He spoke a lot about the whole situation, which was very, very sad, And something else, he also said that he knows the person who did this, he knows them very well. But anyways, guys, it's somebody who is known in the village. Everybody knows him, I know. And the guy happens to be related to Gintu. The person refers to Gintu as uncle. The guy calls Gintu uncle, Uncle Gintu. So I'll be very safe to say that it is Gintu's nephew who actually did this. So Gintu's nephew unalived Gintu's friend. What a shame, guys. Now you wonder, somebody like this, when you do something like this and then you run, how far can you get? And you'll find this particular person is somebody who has no money, has no direction in life, and now they are running. Where are they running to? How far can they go? They are going to be apprehended very soon and they are going to rot in jail. Why do people like messing up their lives like this? Why do young men, like to just F their lives right in front of their eyes? Guys, Gintu said that he went to their home and actually took the mother and went with the mother to the hospital where Mayani was. And Gintu made it clear to the mother that in case of anything, we are going to deal with your son. And you are the one who is going to help us, look for him or something like that. Gintu said that, it was kind of a threat to this mother. And I'm just wondering, the mother has nothing to do with it. I know it is his son. I know it is painful because, guys, Gintu was saying that this mother was crying and saying, my son cannot do anything like this. Not my child. How mothers, like to think of their kids as angels. Guys, Gintu said this statement, Gintu said that he told the mother, are you there when they normally smoke bang together? Are you there when they're doing ABCD? That clearly tells me, that Mayani and this particular young man are people who are involved, or rather engaged in, these kinds of maybe drugs, smoking. Guys, we have heard these stories, on the streets before. And now, this is something else, guys, about this village and, of course, many other parts of the world. This thing of, drugs, alcohol, and all this is going to mess up somebody's life. We have been saying this, guys. Remember the time when Mogesi came out having accidents? And it was said that he was, riding his bike while drunk. Guys, there's a day that Gintu did a video. And he was with Mogesi. Mogesi was drunk. And then, of course, they parted ways and they said bye to each other. So Mogesi, took his bike and took off. And the way he took off, guys, the speed, the everything, and the dude was drunk right in front of the camera, like a minute before that. I was like, nah, this is too bad. So something else that I think has contributed to this is that this particular boy of this particular mama is somebody who takes, who gets intoxicated, so he probably did this, with a mind that had been impaired by some sort of drugs, some sort of whatever, substances or whatever. Guys, it is sad. That's all I can say. And now a mother is being fixed into some stuff that she doesn't know about. Of course, she will not go to jail for it, but she's going to be affected, directly with this thing because this is her child. Your child being in jail is not a good thing. That is not why you brought a child into this world. Took them to school, raised them, tried to teach them how to live life. That is not why you did all that, so that they can end up in jail. So whether, so somehow this mama is going to suffer because of this, because of the actions of her son. So I think that one lesson that this Nyabohansi young men and women should learn, or everybody in this village and also around the world, is that people should just be calm. Hasira hasara. People should learn how to take care of their tempers. If you let your temper take the best of you, just because you're mad, somebody has offended you, you have to take something, a weapon and deal with them, then you will suffer the consequences. And that is exactly what is going to happen. And like I said before, guys, now, where was this knife? Does this mean this boy was walking with a knife? When you walk with a knife, what is your intention? Is it to protect yourself against who? What kind of enemies are these that you think you have, so that you want to, protect yourself with a knife? Somebody like Marwa, oh yes, we have seen him talking about a gun, and we know why. We understand, because guys, people just come at you for nothing. But some people, somebody will just be, I don't know, just wanting to walk with a weapon, which does not make sense. It is sad. I think that's the 50th time I've said that. Guys, it is sad. It is very sad, and I will repeat this particularly for this young wife who was just talking to her husband, hours earlier. Less than 72 hours. Actually, less than 48 hours before. It's a crazy world, guys. It is a crazy world. So here is where Gintu is telling us that the person who did this is actually his relative, his nephew. Oh my God.
And I talked about, I know that gentleman. Have they arrested him? No. I went up to their home because I know their home. And I know him very well because he's calling me the uncle. Then as I reached there, I never found him. Because I went there knowing like we're never going to be getting him, it will be something else. So as I went there and I never got him, I found the mother. I told the mother, sit onto my motorbike immediately because we have an emergency. As they had already called the ambulance and I could not do anything because they are now taking care of Mayani, I rushed to get, because we will be doing this kind of the things, then we will be left with this kind of the burden. Then I went there and I told the mother, can we go at immediately effect? Then I took the mother and we went back to the hospital. When we reached there, I told her, whatever happens, no, and I know you don't know, because the son is not at home. And he was not even understanding. He was even crying herself, talking about, my son cannot do this. I told her, you can never know. Are you with him whenever they are just smoking bang? Are you?
So Gintu, help the authorities find your nephew, so that he can be brought to book. This is not right. It cannot happen. People cannot live like this, like animals. People have many ways of sorting out conflict. You cannot be just fighting with somebody, just a confrontation, and then you do this to someone. This guy, like I said, is a very stupid person, because his life is over as well. He has no life after this. So guys, I spoke about carrots, coming out to do a video talking about Nyabohansi as a whole, talking about how this is the village where everything happens, every witchcraft, of course, citing issues of, yesterday she did another video talking about how Congrats mom and Marwa and I don't know what, because 𝐶𝐒 said some stuff, guys. It is crazy. It is crazy. So now she is, putting all that together, talking about how this, this village is A, B, C, D. And guys, I know that she is doing this because this is Marwa's village. It's Marwa's village, and that is why she is bringing out all this stuff. If Marwa moves out of there and goes to another village, now Nyabohansi will be sanitized. Now Nyabohansi will become good. Now Nyabohansi will be better, guys. I love watching true crime, and I can tell you for free that people get stabbed like everywhere in the world. That is the truth of the matter. Some things, that is why I personally feel like when somebody starts to pin this thing particularly on this village, I feel like it's, even if I start, searching around here in Nairobi, I will find, 2-3 people were stabbed last night. Guys, I'm not saying it is a good thing. I'm not like defending what happened in the village. All I'm just saying is that let us talk about the ills of society as ills of society. Let us not try to focus on one particular place and then bringing out one particular family. Guys, this woman will have somehow, will have a way of bringing out an issue until she connects it with the Maro family. That's what I'm talking about. And that is where I have a problem. So this guy did wrong. However, it is not a Nyabohanse problem. Neither is it a problem because Maro comes from this community, from this village, So now the whole of the village is, like it's a bad village. It is, guys, this woman is crazy. Carrots, you better style up. If it's about witchcraft, you are a witch, and it is a proven fact. So what is your problem? What really is your problem? Instead of this woman coming out to address the issue of this particular incident, she is now, looking for things. I know that content has to content somehow, but guys, it is bad. I do not feel comfortable when I see somebody trying to pull in people, even if she doesn't mention names, but you can see what she is trying to do. And of course, you will see her audience, typing nonsense in the chat section, in the comment section, all this nonsense about, yes, Marwa says this village is safe and it's not. Marwa is hiding behind his walls, blah, blah, blah. To be very honest, this is just an observation I have made. In other villages, if you show money, the way David Jr. shows money like that, on camera, if you show money like the way Marwa shows money, opening up that thing like this and removing 1,000 shillings and giving somebody. If you show, money at Goko's place, the way Marwa used to go and count 1, 2, 3. Guys, in other villages, that person would be deleted like that same night. Yeah. So yes, Nyabohanse could be unsafe, but trust me, hey, there are very unsafe villages in this country that I know of, where you cannot show money like that on camera and last. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to show money. You just need to show that you have a little money here and there, by dressing well and maybe building a good house. That in itself only. Maybe even it's a loan that you took. People don't know and they don't care, but they will come for you because they will be believing you have money, You are driving a good car, a whole down-to-earth car, a Mercedes-Benz. You're parking it, Land Cruiser like this every day. People would have, people would have come for you long time ago. So for me, it may be unsafe, yes, but I'm telling you there are more unsafe places. My point is, people should stop always, making it seem as though it is just this place. Some of these things are happening everywhere. I can tell you for free. And they're even worse. So personally, I'm going to take this incident as it is. As an incident. I'm not going to say, Nyabohanse is so unsafe. People are stabbing each other left, right, and center. No, I'm not going to say that. Of course, I know there's a certain level of being unsafe. We have seen them fight. We have seen Muremi come out. We have seen what we have seen. But all I'm just saying is that, they're not isolated incidents. That's my opinion, guys, especially when it comes to this one. And in regards to what Carrots was saying, I was not able, or rather I'm not going to play her clips today. I know some people are saying, hey, man, let me save you all, that agony. But all in all, Carrots, you should style up, address issues as they are. In Bungoma, don't incidents happen? Shame on you. Shame on you trying to bring in people who know nothing about this incident. Shame on you trying to paint other people in bad light. Shame on you, Carrots. Guys, I also saw 𝐷 Oh my God. First of all, I happened to be watching his live stream, when he was doing something to do with the Romina, blah, blah, blah. People came out to tell him that Mayani is dead. To be very honest, I felt like he took it as a joke, laughed about it somehow. And then later, he realizes that, you know what, this is content, you know, pro max. So he decided to quickly come out and do another video talking about, I could not do a live stream, I could not do a what. Who are you to be doing live streams on everything and everyone? We all know that you took advantage of that and came out to do a video, guys. He did a 12-minute video where he is talking nothing. Oh, I know that this life is about life. Guys, I listened to that one and I was like, oh my God, 𝐷 has to make money. Even, oh my goodness. So for Carrots, you know, she has taken this as something that she will use to bash 𝐷𝐷𝐄 and bash a particular family. And 𝐷 has taken this up as something that he's going to use to make money, you know, full. Shameless people, guys. Shameless. It is sad. But these people, all they care about, just like those people who, the ambulance people and the hospital people, all they care about is money. It is what it is, guys. Let me know what you all think, guys. Let me know what you think about this incident that just happened. Let me know what you think about just the medical system. Things should change, guys. People should learn to vote for better people, people who will equip our hospitals, people who will do our things. People should stop tribalism. People should think objectively. Things should just change. Guys, all I want to say is rest in peace, you know, rest in power. Only Mayani, aka the Nyani. And it's life, you know. Bye-bye, guys.
I educate, put things straight, that's my fate. Truth teller, reality checker. Truth teller, I'm your protector from the lies and the fake narrative. Truth is what I got to give. Speak the truth, speak the truth. Speak it to set you free. Speak the truth. It's MORAA, your African daughter. Don't pay